but before we continue, if you know your opponent is gonna go for fast Void Raiders, can't you go to H3 yourself and get champion Hypaspist?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because, I mean, champion who passed beat Void Raiders, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that you just completely get uh, um,
Outmaneuvered.
outmaneuvered, exactly. So every time you try to push out or whatever, the Void Raiders are going to come in and kill your economy and kill your buildings. And the main problem with that is that you can't go for a base trade scenario because Void Raiders have that high pierce armor, and
They do.
Hyperspist just die really, really fast to H3 town centers.
Correct.
Um,
But
so the Void Raiders are going to have a big advantage there.
that's true, but like if you're in the early to mid game as Greek, you don't want to push out anyway. Like you can put your champion Hypaspis in the vulnerable spots in your economy, and the Celt can't really do any damage to that if you're good with your positioning, which Greeky is. Like you know that he's really good at putting his units somewhere that like they will be able to defend against.
Oh yeah. He's really. He's asking if I'm okay with the map.
Because of the minimap thing, I guess.
It's okay. Yeah, it's only hurting my eyes if I have to play myself and just move on the
Right.
screen all the time and
Yeah.
be very concentrated. But if I'm just spectating, it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I've never been in this situation. I've never tried this, but on paper, yeah, it could work. I guess.
Yeah.
With the champion Hyperspist build. But I mean, it's such a gamble, right? You can
It
never
is.
know if he's actually going for Void Raiders. You could also go for this, and then your opponent actually goes for Horsemen or something, and then you're completely fucked, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a metagame thing. Like you need to
Yeah,
know
it
your
really is.
opponent.
It really is.
Could-
It's an interesting approach, though, and I would like to test this probably sometime, because
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, champion hypers are actually pretty good.
They're fast and they'll never die to Void Raiders.
Yeah. They don't. The problem with them is that they just don't have. They pretty much rely on their bonus damage over time.
Yeah.
They don't have any burst damage and they don't have any snare. So
They
while you
don't,
can
yeah.
probably defend, you can never really damage the Void Raiders themselves.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how the civs are designed, like right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like a pacifists are not a like trap your unit and kill it sort of
Yeah,
thing.
the entire Greek civilization is much about the bonus damage and much about
The counter
counters,
system,
but they're
yeah.
not about, apart from talks, which have high burst damage. They're not really that kind of a straight up burst damage civilization, like for
Yeah.
example,
Celts
Persia,
are the
Yes,
Celts are a
are,
good example of a glass cannon.
yeah,
civ.
actually they are. Yeah, they actually
Yeah.
are, exactly. So what build are these guys doing? So Eery is going for his standard spearman thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes up to 50.
50,
spearmen.
yeah.
He's-
Most
this guy's-
aggro, the most
he's not
aggro
stopping.
top player. Yeah, he is.
He's not stopping. Greeky has a very, very nice hunt over there. Look at this. It's like so evenly spread out, and then he has
Yeah.
already
The
6
number of health bars on this screen.
Yep,
If you look
that's
at
great.
the storehouse, yeah, it's beautiful.
He's got a nice wall on the woodline, so yeah, it should be.
He actually has a
Awesome.
surprisingly high number of spearmen out already. He has 5 spears out.
Yeah,
And
that's
there's 5
very-
spears for Eery too, but yeah, he's not gonna win that fight.
no,
he-
not at all. And
yeah.
it's also going to be very difficult for you to find some other damage, because if he wants to go in the woodline, he either has to pass by the town center fire or go all the way around,
Yeah.
which is going to take so much time.
And
Yeah, it's not looking too. Oh, he's actually doing it. Is he? Nah, he's not.
no, I think
Okay.
he's gonna park his spearmen behind the tree and try to kill the house, but I think that house is well on in TC range.
It absolutely is, especially if Greeky does the manual targeting, which
Yeah,
has
yeah,
more.
yeah. Exactly, yeah. So TCs have slightly more range than line of sight. So sometimes you need to right click. Oh, actually, Eery.
He's actually getting in there. That's crazy.
He's going to get one villager for sure, at least one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so much damage already. It's one villager dead, and then 5 more just running away and not gathering. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. And there's more spearmen on the hunt now. That's exactly what I thought. And I just see more and more spearmen coming out of Eery.
yeah.
This guy, man, this guy.
He doesn't stop. Like if there's enough resources for him to queue up age 1 units, he will do it.
Yeah,
He will
and
not stop. I
it's
mean,
working out for him.
it will work for him. Yeah, like you're at least forcing the opponent to reactively train some units, and you
Yeah.
don't want to train spearmen against Celts.
Being said, Greeky is already building his town center while Eery is still aging.
Yeah, but
And
you have 11 spearmen here.
it's a very interesting. Oh
What?
my god! Oh my god!
Oh no, these villagers are gonna be slaughtered.
Yikes! That is a lot of spearmen. Yikes!
Oh. And Wout pointed out that Greeky killed his sheep next to the storehouse, so now he can't like pull them back and gather from them there. Eerie's just gonna steal the sheep.
Yeah, this game is already over. I don't want to be anticlimactic or anything, but it's just so much damage. He lost another villager, he lost a sheep, he lost a hunt. He's forced to build his town center in an absolutely terrible position. I think this is the worst town center placement I've ever seen in my entire life. Because
Probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got the hunt, which is nice, but as soon as the hunt is running out, there's no other resource, and he has to rally every villager over the entire map to get like to whatever resource he needs. It's just so
Yes.
bad.
Yeah,
so
something
bad.
that you need to consider is that when you make a second TC in a resource spot, you need to think of the future. Like when the resource immediately next to the TC is out, you need to rally to other places. And this second TC, as Carnage pointed out, like the rally times are gonna be huge, no matter where he wants to rally.
Yeah, it's so much like it's indirectly losing resources by just not being able to gather fast enough. It's just
Yeah.
it's so bad, and it's gonna accumulate over time during a long game. But this game is not gonna be long. I can tell you that. Eery is like so far ahead right now. It's
Yeah,
but you can see how rusty he is. I mean, look at his resources. Like no food, no gold, 700 wood already.
he's gonna
He's
slap down
really
some
rusty.
buildings fast. One archer
Yeah.
range, Sacred Grove, Bard Hall. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eerie's got a very nice placement for a second TC. Not only does he have a gold mine, a hunt, and a wood line next to it,
Yeah.
and possibly even a stone mine, but it's also in front of his base, so it's really a
Mhm.
nice defensive structure for him to fall back to
Yeah.
and give him some map control. That's a great placement. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
exactly. When you play as Celts against Greeks, you really want to expand towards your opponent, and this is exactly what Eerie is doing with a
Yep.
forward TC that's like in the way of his rally point anyway.
Yep.
Oh,
you
and
don't
look
want
at the
to-
wood line. The wood line for Greeky is under attack by Greeky, but I mean by Eerie, but this
Yeah.
time he had units in position.
Yeah, that was a nice volley by the Tox, killing some units. That's like the first good thing that happened for Greeky in this game. What does his infrastructure look like? He's got one barracks and one archery range.
That's it.
It's not looking too good.
Yeah, Greeky likes those talks hyper pushes a lot in his GVC, from what I can remember.
Yeah, they used to be very strong, but I think people have figured it out a bit. Like, it was very, very strong right after we nerfed the Celtic slingers and gave them less
Yeah.
pierce armor.
Yeah.
And Celts players were kind of, ah man, this is actually, I don't know how to defend this. And then they figured it out, kind of, that it's um, fairly defendable if you play defensive and just go to a semi-fast H3 and add some horsemen into your composition.
Yeah.
Because horsemen just beat both Tox and Hypers.
Yeah, they're
and you
just
kind
so
of-
beefy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of forcing out spearmen by the Greek player to deal with them, and that is exactly what plays into your hands as Celts, because spearmen are just really bad against Celts.
At the time they are. That being said, Eerie has no ranged units whatsoever. He has 3 racks and a Bard Hall.
Yep, so we're gonna see the Boat Raider stuff I told you about, and it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be
He is.
it's
going
gonna be
H3.
devastating for Greeky. He's just gonna suffer a very slow and miserable death.
I'm not sure about the slow part. Eerie,
It's probably,
Eerie,
it's gonna be fast.
Yeah.
Um,
Eerie is, as you guys probably know, he's a very good RTS player in general, not just Age of Empires. So his mechanics are on point, and once he gets to H3 and gets those Woad Raiders out, I'm expecting to have Woads all over the map and just attacking Greeky stuff all across the map. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, Greeky is in a really, really awkward position right now because he doesn't have anything to really sit back and defend against Void Raiders because his entire army is slow and it's just not really good against Void Raiders in general. At least, if you're not fighting straight up. If you're fighting straight up, yeah, sure, it's gonna be good. But also, he doesn't have enough infrastructure up to actually do kind of a timing push. So he will just have to sit back and just suffer. I don't see any way he can deal with this, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he is ahead in population a little bit, but the thing
Yeah.
is, like, he's chasing the longswordsman of Eery with his entire army, and
Ooh,
that's
but he's gonna get him. He's gonna get him.
now
They
he
all
is.
gonna
Yeah.
die.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's huge actually. Oh my god. Oh, that's rough. That's a really rough.
Yeah, that was a
Oh.
nice victory. That was like 15 units that just died for
Yeah.
absolutely nothing, but
And
it still
now,
doesn't change.
but
Yeah.
hold on. Eerie is now only on votes, and Greeky's army is votes. I mean, sorry, Hippaspis and Talks.
Yeah,
So-
he's gonna make. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my words. He's actually gonna do a push, and all of it. I mean, it really came down to Greeky just killing the army of Eery in the back.
Yeah, this
Um,
catch here was really good for him.
Yeah,
But
this
now
changed
Greeky needs to not to fall into the trap of just chasing Eerie around and give him time. Like
Yeah,
he
but-
should send some units home maybe, but he should still put on a frontal pressure here as he is doing now.
The problem is, I still think that his army is not good enough to actually kill Eery here because
No.
he just can't kill the towns now. The Void Raiders are gonna come in. The Void Raiders are probably gonna die, but he's at least gonna kill all the Talks and a couple of the infantry units, and then there's just not enough left to actually. Well, we will see. I
mean,
really can't know.
He needs to stop attacking the TC now, though. I mean, oh wow, yeah, Eerie microing his vote raiders to the Tox ball fast. But let's see, 21 votes to the 20
There's so many
Apaspis.
hypers left. There's so many hypers left, but is it gonna be enough? I don't know.
I think he's gonna kill the votes for sure, but I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna end up killing the TC. Eerie has
Exactly.
456 stone in the bank, and he can easily repair this TC with
Yeah,
just those
exactly.
villagers next to it if he needs it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a third TC up yet? No, he doesn't. But yeah, Greeky needs to pull back now. I mean, he is just no. He needs to go back.
Yeah, he can't just eat the charge all over again.
Yes.
He's doing this really nicely. Just pulling back, he's charging in, doing the double
Yeah.
damage, and then just pulling back. And
Yeah.
there's just no heal for Greeky. All those units are going to stay at the HP that they are right now for the rest of the game, probably, unless he goes for priests, which is pretty
Yeah.
unlikely. So, yeah. And what is Greeky doing? Is he just building more and more infrastructure? So,
No H3 yet, but he is getting
Yeah.
his armor upgrade. So there's that.
yeah, that is not really what he needs. Armory upgrades are not very good against votes. What you need against votes is you need body count. You need a lot of units. Because like having an armory upgrade doesn't really help you against the charge, and it doesn't really help you against the massive bonus damage of the Void Raiders. You just really need a huge army to survive the first charge by the votes and be able to continue to fight.
Yeah, you really need to have a tank in front with
Mm.
lots of armor to just eat that first charge attack. But
Yeah.
Eerie is falling into the same trap again. I think, like, well, Wodes are faster than longswordsmen still.
Yeah, he can get out.
He will. But
I would have loved the wall by those two villages here. Just build a quick wall between the TC and the edge of the map, and that would have been nice.
Yeah, it would be. Eerie is okay now. He's looking at his woes again. He's gonna move them, but at the same time, he's attacking the gold mine by Greeky on the top side of the map. So Greeky really needs to stay calm. That's the key to his victory here, because Eerie is making nothing but woad raiders.
Yeah, Eery is
Absolutely
trolling
nothing.
right now, I feel like.
I thought the same, yeah, but there's the 30C by Eerie. It's a very nice position for a potential market route. We'll see if he ends up needing a market route. Alpha Leopard, I don't know. I didn't time you out. Did somebody time him out? I don't know. I can check later.
Yeah, and Eery is now going for the transition, so he's not gonna stay on Void Raiders for the rest of the game. He's actually building a ton of archery ranges right now. There's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is there more? No, it's 4 archery ranges for now. He's queuing up Bowman. So yeah, this is gonna make it really tough for Greek because he can just run around with the Void Raiders and try to do damage while sitting defensively with the big Bowman ball at home, which is so hard to push into.
Greeky, did he research Hippasus champion yet? No, but he really needs to do that. Hippasus champion is a very, very good tech here. Oh, look at these woes, they're stuck in their charge. Oh no!
This is exactly what Striker was talking about, the bug.
Yeah, yeah.
And that did cost him a lot of vote raiders, I feel like. Yeah, that's harsh.
But that was a nice Naruto Easter egg at least. With the charge animation. Oh, but that was a devastating blow to Eerie's army count.
That was big. That was like, oh my god, vote raiders were so expensive. So yeah, that was not so good for Eerie. And now Greeky suddenly is ahead by, I don't know, 15 supply, but he's not queuing any more units, which is a mistake. Okay, now he's...
Hippasus champion and villagers. I mean, villager count is... Oh, there's the Hippasus champion, finally. He's doing okay on upgrades, though. Let's see if Eerie has an armory at all. He does. Let's see. He does have 3 upgrades. He has no pierce damage upgrades, but he has the other upgrades for H2, so that's very nice for him.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh my god. He's defending his markets with just a couple of talks. If the vote raiders come in, they can just smash that.
They won't care. But let's see, 14 votes to 21 talks. And he's not attack moving the votes, so...
No, it's gonna be a slaughter.
Yeah, now it is.
Just very good.
Now it is, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh boy, they just cleaned this up. Like, oh my god, how many did he lose? 4 or 5?
Yeah,
crazy.
It's not a very good decision to defend against vote raiders with a couple of bowmen. It's not a good decision, no.
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh, and very nice. Eery actually using the Celtic gold mine. Is Eery... okay, let's see it.
Okay, and Greeky's raiding with a couple of...
yeah, that's odd. But I guess it's buying him time. I mean, his population count is looking very nice.
Yeah, and I mean, they have 7 speed, so why not, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, if he wants to defend with Woad Raiders, then he's gonna be more than happy to take that fight. Yeah, Druids are now out for Eery, so now Greeky doesn't really want to take, like, skirmishes here.
Nice. He's doing so much damage with these hypers, though.
Yeah.
This was great. Killed, like, 10 villagers or so.
Yeah, and now he's killing the other stuff, too. Eery is just bleeding out units.
Yeah, but he's on a timer, though. Greeky is on a timer, I feel like. He needs to do a push very soon because Eery is sitting on a very good economy. He's got a market line. He's sitting still on 95 villagers.
Yeah.
He's got all the infrastructure up that he needs. He's got stables, archery ranges. If Greeky doesn't win the game very soon, then I'm afraid he's going to have to face Carpentomes. And,
Carpentomes are a nightmare, especially given that Greeky has very few stables set up. Okay, now he's getting some. Yeah, I take that back. I see 4 stables here, so perhaps he wants to.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Seri Champion. He doesn't have Horsemanship.
Yeah, he's getting Prodromos. What do you think about that? Like, I don't think you should counter. I mean, I don't think you should counter Celtic Horsemen with Prodromos. Do you?
I think he's not making them to counter something. I think he just wants to have a fast unit that he can counter harass with. Right. Because he's sick and tired of just sitting back and constantly being harassed by Eery. I mean, he tried it with the hypers, but I think that was just kind of a Greeky thing to do. But Dromos are just very fast and very high base damage, so they are good raiders.
Gotta say though, these Hippasus mini raids are doing well for Greeky.
Yeah, they are, absolutely. They're really good. And to be honest, Eerie's army doesn't look too good. It's just bowmen and 5 horsemen. It's not really that, like, I don't know. The bowmen don't have bonus damage against anything, so yeah, it's not really that great of an army. It's not very sophisticated. And
Eerie is defending the Hypas with Woads, and that's not gonna end well. It's just gonna be how it went with the Talks and Woads earlier.
That's payback by Greeky.
There are some hoplites here, but there is a lot of Hippasus in the army of Greeky at the moment, the force he wants to defend with. And 44 bowmen protected by a small front line can do a lot of damage.
I still think that if Greeky engages this correctly, I think he can still win. Because like I said, the bowmen don't have bonus damage.
They don't, but the Hippasus don't have any pierce armor. And
Yeah, this is the problem. This is not how I wanted him to engage, like
yeah,
funneling through that wall and just.
yeah,
He should have went for a nice round and just.
and this druid heal
Yeah,
is just gonna be so painful. Yeah, Greeky pulls back. Good decision.
it's a good disengage. But now that he sees his army, he should immediately. Yeah, he's doing it very nice. He's making Seri Sophoroi, but I really hope he doesn't do the classic mistake of just making like 5 Seri Sophoroi and then stopping. You really need a lot of them.
Yeah,
Make
he is
20.
making hoplites though. That's good. Hoplites are good front line. But do you
Yeah.
think he could use some peltasts here maybe against all of these bowmen?
I don't know, man.
You don't like peltasts?
Well,
Maybe.
I like them, but I feel like in these high numbers, peltas are just really hard to micro correctly. I feel.
That's true. This fortress is not gonna go up. I feel like if he.
Oh no, he
well,
can defend this. Oh,
yeah,
he can defend this.
yeah.
Sari's coming in, very nice movement, very nice army movement by Greeky, and Eery needs to go back.
He does actually. You're right. But that said, Eery has almost fully transitioned from a very aggressive and mobile army to this death ball of ranged units. So that's very interesting. It's not something you often see him do.
Yeah, I think he's just going for the bowman right now because he's banking up Pierce upgrades for the Carpentomes later. So I think
Yeah.
that's smart.
Yeah, it is true. Let's see. By the
is he
way,
going to
earlier, no H4 for either player just yet.
He could though. Look at Eerie's bank. He should go to H4 right now. Just sell a
Greeky can
couple.
do it too. Greeky can
resources.
sell some wood and go to H4. He has the stone, has the food.
Yeah, honestly, what do you think about like imagine Greeky reaches H4 quite a bit faster than Eerie and just goes for Hippocons now?
Yeah, I mean, what is in Eerie's army that could contest Hippicons except those 7 horsemen?
Not really much. He could also go for Ballista actually.
Yeah.
Even though Ballista are kind of tricky because there's always the fear of a couple of Void Raiders just ruining your day.
Yeah, but this fight is not gonna end well for Eerie, I think. Those hoplites are just tanking too much.
Yeah. And that's the big problem with the Celtic Bowmen. They do decent overall damage, but if you have a unit that has so much pierce armor like the hoplites, you really miss out on that bonus damage, man.
Yeah.
Bonus damage would be so important here, and they don't have it.
They don't.
And,
They have higher base damage than other bowmen, but no multiplier, like you said.
Yeah. How much gold is Eerie getting for the caravan? Oh, it's 49 actually, so almost maxed out gold trade.
Yeah.
That's massive.
It is.
Yikes.
How much is Greeky getting? Greeky's getting 49 per trip.
Oh, that's
Oh
so
my
cute.
god. I mean, cute is one way to call it. Yeah. Oh, here's the Void Raider flank, but I think the talks are in pretty good spots though.
Yeah, it's not enough votes actually, and there's a lot of series, and I think Eerie needs to be careful. But then again, the druids are also almost out healing the series, man.
Yeah.
But
Still pretty close.
but
If
more
Greeky can try to kill the druids maybe, but yeah, he's backing off. But the problem now is Eerie is 3/4 of the way to H4 and a huge wood bank. So
yeah, and I think that is pretty rip.
yeah, pretty rip. By the way, I
Eerie-
wanted to mention this earlier. When you attack a market, like when you sit next to a player's market, you try and snipe the caravans that are returning to the market instead of the ones that are leaving it, because those are the ones who are carrying gold, and you really want to deny that. Yeah, just
That's a
small
nice
tip.
little trick. Yeah, of course. That's really the best that you can do is because I mean you can't spend like all your attention on a couple of units raiding market. So what you do is if you have, let's say, you have 10 Asabara, for example, raiding the market, you task 5 of them to kill the markets, shift click the markets, and the other 5 just put them on stop command so they kill the caravans that are coming in.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Here is attacking the bottom right side of Greeky's base while attacking the top left. So he's attacking in 2 fronts, and Greeky is responding with his entire army to the smaller army of Eery. So now Eery is
of
attacking. Yeah. But he has some static defenses up, and he's getting Ashlar masonry, so his buildings are gonna be a little sturdier after it's finished. And he is also actually getting H4, so he's still not at a bad spot at all. Eery is getting Carpentome champion though.
Yeah, I just don't see Greeky just like I don't know. I just don't see it.
There are the Hippicons, so that's
Okay, that's
the
nice.
beacon of hope for
That's nice.
Greeky. I mean, these bowmen. Oh wait, bottom side we have a raid going on by Eery, so Greeky needs to take care of that. Woads and horsemen, so he needs more than Hippicons to just deal with that. But he's holding the front. I mean, the top rather.
It's gonna be really interesting, though. I really hope that Greeky can stabilize,
Yeah.
because I really want to see how the new Hippicons fare against Carpentomes. Because
Yes.
Eery is he's gonna do nothing but Carpentomes, man. You know Eery. Like,
Just send carps everywhere. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And,
Eery is still in Greeky's base, but Greeky abandoned his original wood line and now he's gathering from the bottom right side somehow.
Greeky's
What is this
actually
push out?
pushing. He's pushing it. He's sitting in Eerie's market line at the moment, so
12 champion Carpentomes here. Although we have 17 hoplites here tanking. And these Woad Raiders trickling in don't get too much done here. Or
Greeky's
they do
staying
now.
max.
He is,
Greeky's
yeah.
staying max. Yeah, and
Series, but no upgrades. No upgrades at all on those Series or the stable. Okay, he queues it up now, so that's good.
okay. Well,
Gosh,
he's
Ferry's
trying to
still-
defend that raid with a couple of Hippicons, and that's not gonna go too well.
Yeah, those
What is
horsemen.
it?
Well,
Hippicons,
maybe.
man. Like, Hippicons. Look at them go. 30 damage, boy.
30 damage base. They actually have 43 DPS at the moment.
That is a lot of damage. Wow.
Terrible, terrible damage.
Feels like I'm
Where's-
playing.
Where's the fourth TC of Greeky? I wish he put it at the bottom right side. I mean, at the rightmost side of the map, so he could get a better
Yeah,
trade
just-
route. Because
yeah,
this
that-
48 gold per trip is just really sad.
Okay, so but now he's going for this weird composition of Hippicon and Ceres Sophroy, which I don't really understand because all Eerie needs to do is make horsemen, right?
Right.
Probably Prodromos Hippicon would be much better than Hippicon Ceres Sophroy.
Oh, this is gonna be a massacre if Greeky isn't in position, but I think he is. Here's actually the Sari flank, and I think he's gonna be able to clean this Carpentone force up, unless Eery tries to just kite and kill the caravans. But I don't know. This looks like a good fight for Greeky right now.
I don't know, man. There's still Void Raiders in there, and Ceres are notorious for not being very good against Void Raiders.
Yeah, but the carps are dying. I don't know. 16 Sari still alive. Greeky now is sending in more Hippicons, but he's still getting attacked by that some force on the right side, and he didn't manage to clean it up at all.
Yeah.
Hippicons coming in, Epaspis coming in, Gastrophides. Not sure about the Gastras right now. There's the damage right from Eery. So yeah, it's doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, that game is over. Kirky's out of gold. He's losing all his caravans. He's behind in supplies, behind in upgrades, and he just can't clean up that army. And it all comes down to the massive damage that he took early on in the game by the Spearman of Eery.
Yeah, but I think the biggest problem in the long run for Greeky was his market route. He's getting a third of the gold of Eery per caravan trip. Eery is getting 150 gold per trip every time.
He actually built the I just saw this. He actually built I just realized this. He built the fourth town center next to the market instead of building it on the other side.
Exactly,
right?
yeah. Exactly what I mentioned earlier. If he built it at the right side of the map, he would have been able to relocate his caravans and get a gold trade route that would give him 150. But I mean, he's still in the game. Like, he has 174 population, and he finally... Actually, never mind. Those little bastards from earlier are still in his base. Must be so annoying for him to do this.
That's the thing. I mean, all of those units, like Void Raiders, Horsemen, Carpentome, they all have Pierce armor, so they just don't die if you don't send units. Never.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you can kill everything. And yeah, I
There,
don't know.
there are the Saris to fight the horsemen.
I guess it's. I
Oh,
guess
there's
it's
a Prodromos. One Prodromos there at least. He finally cleans this up. And honestly, he does have the wood to sell to get a few just some gold to survive for now. He has 15 on gold, but he needs to have more. A lot of his farmers died, and he needs to make a new storehouse next to his armory. Otherwise, these guys are gonna be walking 2 screens just to drop their food off. But Eerie's army is fully transitioned into a stable comp with all the upgrades almost.
Yeah. And oh my god, Greeky's units can just walk past. The wall is not complete, bottom right. That's unfortunate for Eerie.
Yeah. Well, let's see if maybe he can snipe the markets, but I don't think Eerie is gonna be too bothered with that for now.
Yeah, not
Um,
really. And yeah, it's not a good sign if you have to resort back to hyperspist in H4 as Greek. It's really not that good of a sign.
I mean, Gastrophites, I don't understand. There are literally no infantry here. But I guess the long range can help, though it appears that, yeah, that's the GG from
Yeah,
Greeky.
it was a
Pretty
a
good
good
game. Yeah, it
yeah, it was
was.
a good game. It
Yeah,
was a good
yeah.
effort. I wish it would have been more even from the start because it's never really fun to watch a game where one player is like very far behind from minute 2 of the game because it's always an uphill battle and then I don't know. Maybe they can play a regame and
This is best of three.
oh, it is. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Greeky complaining that hippies are not the option here, but
I
I
don't
don't
think.
think
No,
that's
no, no. He didn't like let's. I'm just gonna check something before I leave the map, and if you just check the current gold at the end, like once the gold mines ran out for Greeky, his caravans just didn't give him the gold that he needed. Like he was getting a third of the gold of Eerie with his caravans. But yeah, nice game. Uh, Eerie managing to win the game in the late game, 30-minute match. Yeah, pretty nice. By the way, guys, do advertise in Discord or other places that you know. We have a really good series on our hands with a super good co-caster here as well. So let's get everybody here. Gonna go back to my city. Actually, while they're still talking, let me check some other stuff. 5,000 resources. Sorry, 7,000 resources gathered difference, but as you can see, 8,000 difference in gold. So that's a pretty big deal. Like late game gold is important. You need it to get upgrades. Late game units are usually heavy on gold, so as you can see, Greeky even had more techs. But if you don't have the
yeah.
gold, you need units. Okay. Let's I'm gonna ask Greeky for his map of choice next.
You're gonna change save board of Kells? Well, that's unfortunate.
Already, yeah.
I would have loved to see a rematch. So, what do you think? What civ is Eerie gonna go to? I think it's
Persia.
gonna be. I think it's gonna be Norse.
No, no way.
No, it's gonna be Norse or Egypt. Maybe Babylon, not Persia. Pretty sure.
Let's see.
Every time
I
Eerie says he's bored of a civ, he always goes to an unusual civ because he wants
maybe
to
it's
overcome
Egypt.
the boredom.
Maybe he wants to zerg Greeky here with Egypt.
Yeah, maybe.
There it is. And you know the name of the city is also spam, so I'm pretty sure I had a correct prediction.
Yeah, he just likes. He just really likes the barracks play. As Egypt, he's one of the guys who really thinks
Loves
that
the
barracks side is, yeah, he thinks it's very strong, and we
things.
always get into yeah,
Do,
we
do
always
you
get into
disagree?
yeah, I think it's garbage. I think it's not viable anymore. Except against Celts, of course. Of course, against Celts it can work, but all the other civs just have way too good of counters against it. Babylon has Lancers who beat every barracks unit that Egypt can make. Persia has Immortals, which makes barracks play completely useless. What other civs are there?
Romans.
I don't know about Romans. Very funny.
Yeah.
You have to tell me, is the barracks play good against Romans or not? What
Uh,
answer do they have to the barracks spam by Egypt? Would they make like legionaries or something?
Legionary, and Balearic slingers, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
legionaries should be able to beat both spearmen and axemen, and slingers have more range than Egyptian slingers. So if you macro them well, I think you can get away with it. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
ideally, you don't want to stay in H2 too long with Romans.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that it's just so many nerfs that we did to the Egyptian barracks units that they can't really, at least in my opinion, can't really compete on their own without any support by, I don't know, camels or elephants or whatever anymore, because certain units just hard counter everything, and I stand by that. But yeah, I can't prove it except by maybe playing games and showing it.
Right.
But I mean, it's not a bad thing, because let's be honest, the Egyptian barracks spam before the nerfs was pretty broken and pretty annoying to deal with. So
Accept the invite, yeah. Yeah, especially with the original Spearman Champion upgrade.
yeah, and the better X-Men champion, and
Yeah.
Slingers also had, I don't know what we did there. I think the train time and
We switched the cost of gold and wood, if I remember right. So
something.
it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And also increased the train time by 1 second, I think.
Mm.
Okay, 1 second. Did I update the scores right? Yeah, so we have Eery spawning as the green Egyptians in the bottom left side of Treasure Island, and we have Greeky as the yellow Greeks on the top right.
Do you notice something on the
What?
map?
Well, there's an island here. I wonder what it does.
I wasn't going for the joke.
No,
I
what?
was just thinking that the water goes unusually far to the, like, towards the, like, it goes very far in. It's very broad water, unusually broad. Like, especially in the middle, it goes really far to the inside of the map.
Yeah. Too much water percentage on the map. You're right. I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I wanted to say.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I blame Recon, but
Not this one. For this one, we have to blame Matt Craver. But yeah.
disagree. It's always Recon.
Oh, and
Sorry.
Greeky steals the cows of Eery. Oh wow, cattle
Yeah.
rustler.
Can a rustler.
Yeah. Eery actually going for a dog, so that's nice. Greeky is not going for a dock or a barracks.
Yeah, I think that's a
Interesting.
mistake. I think you always want to go barracks against Egypt, because
Oh,
if you-
Eery
if
actually
you
found the
just-
cows. He's returning the cows. Oh, nice. The cows are
Nice.
going home safe. Well,
Map hex.
safe for now. Yeah. But I think this was just a metagame thing from Eery, honestly. Like, personally, I would never expect Eery to open with a dog. Like, he's the aggro player in my mind. Like, from the top players, I think he's the most aggressive player.
Yeah, but not with Egypt.
Maybe, yeah.
I think what Eery does with Egypt is either he goes for a dock, if the map is suited for it, or he goes fast H2 and goes for a barracks and goes swordsman, not swordsman, axeman to
Axeman?
defend against scrimmage.
Right.
scrimmage.
Yeah.
Very fast H2. He's got a build order for that, and he really gets out that H2 and the axeman very fast. But I still think that it's good to go barracks against Egypt, because
Yeah. Egypt is one of those civs that wants to be left alone. Like, they
Yep.
really want to like power up to their higher tier tech tiers.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at this. I mean, if he would have gone for barracks right now, he could have easily denied the Hun, and
Yeah,
at least harassed it. I'm really not sure if the woodline is in range of the TC. Is it?
it's not. No, definitely not. Maybe
Are
the
you sure?
storehouses, but if you go like behind, like that little nook here between the two trees where the villagers gathering from, I think you can hit the villager there.
I have to ask Cavsoft if it's possible to. It's most definitely possible, because I saw that the Romans have something like this, like
Yeah.
the circle around a building to indicate some range area of effect thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That you just, when you select the town center, like in StarCraft 2 or with the Romans, that it indicates, as well as fortresses and towers, how much range they actually have.
Maybe, yeah. The thing is, if you're talking about the Milarium, so the problem with that is with the PvE stuff, because like if Milarium's range doesn't get affected by gear, So we can have a fixed, like, selection all around it. But with gear and town centers, it's varying every time you change your arrows. So if it's possible, it's not possible the way we did it with the Romans. So yeah, we could ask Kevsov maybe. But here's the second trireme actually. The first one already out for Greeky, and the second one is making its way to Eerie's dock. And I think Eerie's gonna lose his fishing boat. I think.
Yeah.
There it
Yes.
is. Yeah.
And he might also lose the villager. If I was Greeky, I would just ignore the trireme, micro a bit, and just focus the villager.
Yeah.
Is it,
But nice macro by Greeky. A third trireme on the way already.
but now is exactly happening what I like. He's now repairing the trireme, and yeah.
Okay, now
Okay,
he's trying.
now he's saying-
But he also Eerie at the same time. Oh, never mind. Poor, poor villager got
That
destroyed.
villager got wrecked right in the face, man.
Too many arrows in the knee, and the face, and everywhere else.
So, yeah.
Eerie doesn't have the gold to make another trireme. There's a third one by Greeky and a fourth one in production, so he needs to be careful here. Actually,
Yeah, that's very nice. It's a very clean build order by Greeky.
it is.
But I think now he's overdoing it.
Oh.
Villages on gold.
How many does he have? 7. Yeah, I think you need 5 at best. Like we can
Yeah.
do the math easily. We
Well,
have
you can
20,
do
20, 20, 25-second train time and 100 gold. So like yeah, 4 or 5 is fine. Not more for sure, unless he wants to transition into land or double trident production, which he can't afford at this moment.
And the problem is that he's still rallying villagers on gold mine. Okay, now he changed it just now to the stone, so he's gonna
And he
follow up
moved,
with
and he
TC.
moved some villagers away from gold, so he only has 5. So that's very nice of him. Eerie, both of them actually are starting to gather gold now. I mean stone, so they're gonna get their TC up soonish. There's the second dock by Eerie though, so he's confident that he's not gonna lose the water, but I'm not so sure of that. Ricky's
Yeah, but Eerie's
Navy
micro
is-
is just on point. Like, he was at a disadvantage for so long, and he just didn't lose a single chip.
yeah. But now I think, well, as I say that, there's a fourth trident for both layers here. Eerie needs to queue up. Oh, he's housed. Eerie is housed. That's the problem here. Oh, now that's a big snipe on the dock and the villager.
Yeah, I think it's looking good for Greeky right now because the fifth one is coming in, and Eerie's are so low, like 1 or 2 more hits and they just die, and then it's 5-2.
Yeah, and suddenly it turns out the tables get turned really fast in ship battles when like it suddenly becomes 5-2. Yeah, there's the first one, and 2 of them are basically dead. Okay, there's one for Greeky going down, but yeah,
Yeah,
Eerie, I
that's
think he lost the water here.
Yeah. Oh,
Effectively.
he should have cancelled that last trireme. That is so many wasted resources.
But he is queuing up another one too. I don't know about this. I think he needs to cancel.
Yeah, he absolutely needs to cancel. It's 5-1 now. He can never, like, his micro could be like Maru or whatever, and it's still not gonna be
No,
enough.
it's
And
not.
now, yeah.
Yeah, you can just ram in with your ship. Oh,
He's not
cancel the
canceling.
trireme. Cancel. Oh, there's another 250 resources down the drain. But I mean, there's one comeback king, and we know who it is.
It's Eery, but unfortunately, Eery is playing Egypt, and
Oh,
yeah.
come on. We're trying to have a non-biased commentary here, Carnage.
I'm sorry. I just can't help it. Egypt is just not as, like, the comeback potential that they had with the elephants is just not what it used to be. Let's put it
Okay,
like this.
that's fair. Yeah, I'll agree. That's fair. No more 9-speed elephants.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Like before, you could just once you had enough elephants, you could just drag box a group of them and right click on one side of the map, then drag box the other group and right click on the other side of the map and go make pizza. And then
It was fun times.
when you
It
came
was
back, the opponent
Fun
would have left the game. So I'm glad that it's gone.
This particular build order is called the Ace.
It works especially well on Arabia against Babylon.
Yeah, and it also only works if you listen to a particular kind of music while doing it.
Yeah. Killer Ramsel, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, especially if you have some EDM playing in the background, like it works every time. You make like
So,
90 farms. But yeah, look at this. Greeky is 35 villagers to the 30 of Eerie, and he has the water. and he's making double village fishing boat, so he's basically on 4 TCs kinda.
Yeah. What I don't like by Greeky right now is that he's got so many villages on the berries.
Yeah, he
He's
should
got
move
all the
away.
map control right now. He should go for, well, actually, there is no hunt, so I take it back. There's just nothing else for him. So, okay, I take it back.
But
That's a very bad spawn, actually, for Greeky. If he only had that one starting hunt, that's really not too good.
yeah, I
I
think
mean,
it's
it's the second one, but it's
the
really
left.
far away on the left side.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I would move away all of these berry gatherers to wood, make maybe a third dock even, and I just rely entirely on fish for my
Yeah,
food income.
that's very nice because it also makes your food economy much more defendable against camel raids
Yeah.
because camels can't swim. So
Yeah, you're right. Who would have thought?
yeah,
Idea
yeah.
for 8th Civ, amphibious cavalry. You know those things in AOM, like Poseidon has this little thing that scouts in
Oh
the
yeah,
water. Yeah.
Loch Ness monster kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a horse, like a horsefish or whatever. But yeah, Greeky is just attacking with a bunch of spearmen, and that's funny because Eery at the moment only has 2 camels, and they can't defend against the spearman raid. But there are the chariots coming out, and there are the barracks from Eery. But he's so far
Eery,
behind the score.
didn't even see that. He went to H3. Wow, this guy is just mad, man. What a crazy man.
That being said, there are 5 triremes here for Greeky, so his effective population at the moment is 15 lower than what you see on the screen. So
You wanna know what's funny?
yeah,
I think it's funny that Greeky has 5 triremes guarding the shore, making sure that Eery is not sneaking a dock. But I think at the very bottom, he could still build a dock without being seen.
yeah, there's a tiny spot. Yeah, Eery is the kind of person who would build it there. So
Yeah. You know what would be even funnier?
yeah,
Do you see at the very bottom, to the left side, there's this little piece of water. If Eery would just go with the villager and just build it there and not see that it's not connected, and then be like,
yeah.
ah,
I mean, maybe if we zoomed all the way to the max somehow, yeah, with a rotated camera, and if he lost one of his eyes, yeah, I could see that
I don't know.
happening.
It's possible if he
Yeah.
if he hasn't scouted the very bottom. It's possible that he just thinks this is the beginning of the water. It happened to Steve. There was this famous video on YouTube where Steve built his dock in a
Really?
2v2. He built his dock, and it was a sneaky dock, and he was banking up like 5 triremes, and he was so happy, and he's like, "Dude, I'm gonna surprise this guy," and then he saw that it's
Oh
not
my god! Wow.
all the triremes. But the video is gone because all the videos are gone from the official channel. So,
Yeah.
but I think Eery's in trouble. His army's crap, and Greeky is ahead by 40 supply.
Yeah, he is. Eery is getting champion Axeman though, and he's trying to move out. I think this kind of stuff works well against Greeky. Like, he really pulls back to defend with his entire army at times, and Eery is just trying to.
Oh, it's gonna
back-
catch Cherry Archer. Ay. That's
2 of them.
expensive. And another one. Ooh, okay.
Maybe
Eery
not.
saw it.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Saris are just gonna run. Well, guess
No,
not.
no,
Eery's trying to
Greeky.
catch the reinforcements, and that's quite nice. But he needs to be careful.
Yeah, he's just.
Still, though, Greeky is still in H2.
Yeah, but the problem is Eery's army is just. It's just not good. Like, even if he was at even supply, even if he was also 150 supply, he would still lose, I think, because Cherry Archer Axeman is just not good against what Greeky has. It's just not good.
Eery is struggling for wood at the moment. I think he should relocate more of his villagers to wood. But yeah, he's just in need of more units at the moment. Even if he queues up some camels, maybe, I think, like, better than nothing. He's 114 population to 160 of Greeky.
Yeah, I think he really needs a couple of towers or something. By the way, the wood line on the left side of Eery's base, is that like walled off, or can he build caravans? Because that looks pretty bad. If he can't,
I think it's
trade?
walled off. I think it's walled off. He thinks. I think he needs to start like chopping those trees down fast.
Yeah, but I think he's just gonna die before that, anyways.
I
Because
think so too. Yeah, Greeky is not relenting here, and just look at the map. There's a constant stream of yellow dots coming into.
he's also getting armory upgrades 2 at a time, while Eery doesn't even have an armory. And yeah, what Eery needs is he needs like a minute or two breathing room, just time.
Yeah.
But Greeky is not going to give it to him. Not at
No,
all.
he
Oh, that's a
knows.
flank by the Saris. Oh my god, into the Charios.
Ouch.
Yikes. So what Sifs do you think they're going to play in the third game?
I think Greeky is gonna stay Greeks, and I think Eery is gonna go to not Egypt.
I think Eery is stubborn. He's going to stay Egypt. He's like, ah, nah, I just made a mistake. I can do this better, and he's going to stay. I
Yeah.
think.
Possibly. I mean, yeah, that was a not a yeah. Game was over once lost the water.
That was clean by Greeky. That was very clean.
Yeah, agreed. I'm gonna get the charger cable for my iPad. It's running out of battery, and I want to see the chat. So one sec, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if my iPad is actually charging.
Host. Oh, very well. Submit to my absolute authority, and we will unite our forces.
God, Cog again with the one viewer host. Thank you, I guess.
Is that like a running gag?
Yeah, every time I stream, he hosts my stream with one viewer.
Yes, you made the correct choice.
What a funny guy.
EKA, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, my iPad is not charging. Oh, never mind. The guys are ready, so let's not waste any time. So, probably my iPad will die in the middle of the match, but I'll just check from my phone, I guess. Okay. Let me update the score 1-1.
No, dude. I don't
No,
want
dude.
to say that.
He filled his bottle of Wuta and now is disagreeing with dude.
What is he doing? Is he impersonating Cas, or what is he doing?
I don't know. Arabia, okay. Good map to end the series on for sure.
I think Eery is making a mistake here. You would see. He thinks he's very confident about his camel cherry archer composition on Arabia, but he's gonna be. He's gonna be in for a surprise.
I think you hate Egyptians too much, Carnage.
I don't hate them.
I mean, I think you think they're pretty bad, way worse than they actually are. But well, maybe. I mean, well, we're gonna see, right? I mean, if Eery can't make it work, then maybe
I mean,
we should
to be
consider
fair,
it.
I haven't seen the new camels yet with the calf armor, so
Right.
maybe that will change anything.
Yeah.
Will change something. Probably.
Probably.
So, yep.
Let's see. We have Eery spawning as the green Egyptians in the bottom side, and we have Greeky as the yellow Greeks on the top right of Arabia. This is a very interesting and safe spawn for Greeky. Like, look at this wood line. A natural wall right around
And
his DC.
he's actually. Why is he building his woodland there? Like,
Yeah,
he's basically breaking his own advantage, like the natural
exactly.
barrier that he has, and it's also very thin, so he will have to replace the storehouses quite frequently. So it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, he's complaining about the spawn, and I agree, it's really not that great. But it's also not terrible. He has a fairly good market route. Greeky, I mean. There's no trees really blocking it. And Eery.
Oh, he gave his
yeah,
strategy away.
Eerie's is actually.
Okay.
Okay, they want to restart, then
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's okay. 40 viewers? Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Cunix in the chat. What's up,
Yeah,
buddy?
Unix. Long time no see.
No, it's not Cunix. It's actually Cunixo.
Right,
It's his
totally
brother.
different
It's a
person.
different guy. Yeah, it's a different guy. The host work, yeah. What a guy.
Oh my god. Please.
Oh, sorry, I didn't accept.
Yeah.
So, let me just predict that Eery is gonna go for a lot of camels,
Uh-huh.
and Greeky is gonna go one barracks, H3, Podromos, just
Yeah.
like he did against me.
Right, yeah. I can see that happening.
That's his favorite build actually on this map of Greeks. He just likes his Podromos, and then goes for some light harassment, and then decides where he's gonna go from there. Can he just keep making Podromos? Does he need to transition into Serisophroi, like he did against my mounted archers? By the way, that one engagement that he got against my mount.
Oh yeah, it blew up on
that-
stream too. That
I,
was
I
bad.
died. I died a little bit inside actually when that happened. That was like, Jesus Christ! I don't know what the hell was going on there, but that looked like 400 supply of Series.
Yeah.
Like, what was that?
He had 38 series.
That is so many.
By the
Jesus
way,
Christ.
did you see this? When you were talking, I noticed that Greeky built a rotated storehouse with 3 villagers on the berries, like never before seen. That is beautiful.
He thinks that if he builds a storehouse like this, that he has more surface area to drop off. He probably doesn't know that the model is actually square. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, I mean, it's actually pretty bad for him because Eerie's on a hunt. So that's
Yeah.
that's bad news.
But this time, both of them have a better, much better wood line to start with.
Yeah, but once
Greeky
again,
needs to chop the. I think he needs to start thinking about removing that tree line to the top left eventually for his caravans.
this
He
is something
doesn't
that
have
I
that problem.
started doing on. This is something that I started doing on Arabia. People usually always go to the right side wood line,
Yeah.
towards the edge of the map, but
Yeah.
I started to go to the left side wood line because it's pretty much
Immediately.
always good to just chop it away for later.
I mean, that's assuming your opponent will not attack you because that's almost always outside of TC range. So, like, if your opponent gets a bunch of H1 units out, then
Yeah, but that doesn't really bother me because I like to get the Rex on Arabia as well, so I don't really care.
okay. By the
I
way, I
think-
have a question. So why did Greeky rotate his berry storehouse to be like that, but not the stone storehouse? So why is it facing that way now?
Oh no, it's because like
Oh, I see now. So he thinks that this side of the storehouse is more surface area.
he thinks the longer side of the map actually also has a broader collision model or whatever, a drop-off model. So he thinks he's got a better drop-off rate
Right.
by doing this, which is not the case because it's just square. But oh well. Somebody should tell him. I'm not
I mean,
gonna do
it's easy to get that feeling from the Greek and Persian storehouses, especially. But yeah,
Yeah,
especially the
probably.
Persian one because it's like a very wide-looking tent. But yeah, you don't really need to rotate your storehouse. But anyway, Eery is opening with a hunt, although no hunting dogs. And Greeky is getting on berries. So Eery already a little ahead. But
Yeah, very much ahead actually.
yeah,
And this is exactly why I like to go barracks on Arabia because you can do two things basically. You can either force a barracks by your opponent, which is good because their barracks will be much later than yours because it takes quite a while to scout that you're going for a barracks on this map. Or if the opponent decides to not go for a barracks, you can harass the woodline possibly. You can deny hunts, but also you can position your spearmen exactly where Eery is building his TC now and just always force a TC defensively in the main base, which on
yeah,
Arabia is absolutely massive.
it is.
Really
Yeah.
big. And where the hell is Eery going? What's he doing? Okay, that's a bad. What is he doing? What? Why?
Why? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, like once this TC goes up, he actually did he send? No, he made a second priestess, so that's really good. Once this TC gets up, it can defend 2 berry patches, a gold, a stone, a lot
Yeah,
of
but
wood.
would have
But
just built the berries in front.
yeah,
That way you can defend the
the
entrance,
choke.
you can
Yeah,
defend
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
resources in the back. And also, you just don't want the TC next to a gold mine because you don't need that much gold early on in the game. You need food to
yeah,
build the double villager production.
yeah.
It's just
Especially if your TC. It's another pro tip here. If
but
your if your
sorry, I need to
TC.
interrupt you. Eerie's making a massive mistake. The priestess is not empowering the second
Oh
TC
yeah,
build.
yeah.
Oh, that's big.
He's gonna notice it now. I think. Yeah. Okay.
It's
So I was gonna say that
Shida.
if your TC is next to the berries, and your priestess is empowering it, it means that you're gonna get more food out of those berries. So that's a pretty big deal too.
Yeah, that's a very big deal. And then you play Babylon against Babylon,
Resourcefulness.
and he's just gonna get resourcefulness, and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You make your priestess.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Nice priestess, buddy. Yeah.
Nice priestess, bro.
But yeah.
Okay, now
though,
let's see if Greeky is smart enough to. He's building a barracks right now. And he should know that Eerie's opening stable. He just scouted the hunt. Let's see if he's smart enough to just rally Spearman over the map and deny this hunt because there's nothing Eerie can do about it.
he is appearing to be smart enough.
Yes, you made the correct choice.
Well, the ready point is inside his base, so he's probably not smart enough.
I mean, we'll have to see. Zonius, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But there's the first spearman for Greeky.
And maybe he's waiting for a couple so the scout can't pick it off that easily.
That's
But-
true, yeah. The Egyptian scout does do pierce damage.
Hmm.
It's the best scout of all against the spearman.
No, the best is the North scout because you have 2.
Right, yeah. But you need to micro them. Micro so hard.
All right.
And
Yeah,
the-
micro- I can't micro.
Yeah. Why, immortals attack buildings? Why don't they attack buildings with their bows?
And I'm talking like this. I'm missing Archie very much.
Yeah.
It doesn't even make any change. Why do I have to micro?
Oh, but there's the first stable for. Oh, actually, there's the second stable for Eery. He's
Yeah,
not
but-
gonna be making any infantry. So these.
Yeah. This is just such a big mistake by Greeky to not send the Spearman over. It's such a massive mistake, man. It would be such big of a win, especially because Eery just got hunting dogs. Just denying this hunt would be
Yeah.
it would be tremendous. But yeah, he doesn't really do it. I
By the
guess.
way, I just want to mention that these storehouses are beautiful next to Greeky's TC. Just rotate your camera and see. It's just amazing. But yeah, you were right. He's going to H3 now off of 1 stable and 1 barracks and getting a second stable.
It's just really, oh god, I'm so angry that he's not sending the Spearman over.
Well, I mean, we have a caster vision, so it's easy to backseat your way into frustration. Looking
No,
at
but
the
I mean,
situation.
it's so obvious, right? I mean, it's very clear that Eery is not going to open with the barracks on Arabia. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
So sending 4 Spearmen over, there's nothing that Eery has to defend against this. This hunt would be free. But,
Especially this one. I mean, Greeky is actively looking at it right now, and he's gonna see the other hunt too.
Oh, he's actively looking at it right now. Interesting.
Yeah, 34 villagers to 36. I guess that extra priestess empowering the TC of Eery and also being able to build villagers while aging up is showing itself a little bit here. But let's see. Greeky is already H3.
Host. Oh, very well.
And he's building double
Submit to my
Podromos.
absolute
And this is
authority,
interesting because
and we
now
will
it's double
unite
camel
our
production
forces.
against double Podromos production. And
But now camels have that cav armor, so let's see how this goes. And
I think the Podromos probably still win, right? But
pretty sure,
it's
yeah.
it's still very interesting because Eery kind of screwed up his macro and he's nowhere near H3. So Greeky is now building his 3rd town center and he's going to pull ahead pretty much, I think.
God
Because
damn it,
of-
Warlock. What's with these one one viewer host? Jeez. Yeah, Eerie's making a 3rd stable, but no Temple of Set. If he cancels those camels, he can afford it. But he doesn't
Yeah,
seem
but
to be.
he doesn't want to. But there's 5 spearmen in the main base, so yeah, he's like
He's safe. Semi-safe.
harassment is not going to happen anytime soon. And the 3rd town center is going up for Greeky. And did he get his H3 economy tax?
Uh,
He didn't. Okay,
he
that's a
did.
shame.
By the way, I wanted to mention something. Greeky has like 8 sheep next to his TC, but in his vision, I mean outside of his vision, there are 2 goats.
one he's
One of them belongs to Eery. It's a spy goat, but he's
classic
finally.
Eerie spy goat, man. He's doing this all the time. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, but once this academy goes up, he's gonna be seeing those goats.
Yeah, probably. I really like that he's going for academy, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things that I think comes with playing one civ, like mostly, like maining a civ, and if you will. It's these little special mechanics that people
Yeah.
tend to forget when they play all the civs. Like,
Yep. Very, very nice camel by Eery. Just
Yeah.
sent one to the top left, and he
Exactly.
immediately scouted this. This. Oh my god, he didn't get the villager. That's too bad.
oh, 10 HP.
One more hit. Another
Oh,
big
but
raid.
yeah, 20 camels here.
Oh wow, he actually. Yeah. Well, that's a lot of camels.
Let's see though. He's gonna be fighting against Prodromos and Spearman if he stays, and he knows that, so he pulls out. Oh, he's actually in H3 now, and interesting third TC placement. I think that's a very defensive third TC for protecting his market, and I think it's in a better spot than Greeky's third
And this is the saddest wall that I've ever seen. in my
TC. This one wall piece holding the front line against
not-
the entire enemy army, all the Palantonans, all
What
the
is it?
Rams. He's
I mean,
gonna
it's all-
hold on strong.
Yeah, you can upgrade that, and then it's
Yeah.
it's
It's
actually
3,000 HP wall later. Yeah.
he could actually could he, because it's just really a one piece gap, could he theoretically build a wall but just
One piece, probably.
yeah, but I mean like a wall but not horizontally like you normally would wall off, but
Diagonally, yeah, maybe, yeah. But I mean, only that last piece. That's the only effective piece. You can ignore everything else. That's the thing.
yeah, but then you basically have a long wall and you have to kill it piece by piece to get in.
Yeah, possibly. I'm
Just
not
build a
sure.
wall,
Maybe
just
maybe
build
the
a wall.
PVE players in the chat would know better.
Just build a wall. I'm just trying to see if you understand what I mean. Just build a wall basically alongside the edge of the map in that direction. And then basically you would have to kill the wall piece by piece to
Oh,
get
I see what you mean. Oh, possibly. Yeah. Yeah. I think that works. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Hmm.
Big attack by Greeky, and that's a lot of camels and a couple of cherry
Oh, he
archers.
snipes the priestess immediately. I mean, Greeky is in Eerie's base too, and I think ultimately this is gonna be a good defense for Greeky. He has Spearman and Prodromos defending here.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, these
yeah,
chariots are not being microed, so Prodromos are just gonna kill them.
Yeah.
Prodromos have a lot of base damage.
yeah.
Pretty high TPS unit.
I was still surprised by how easily Greeky defended this, because it looked like Eery had so much more, but because he was ahead by like 30 supply, and now all of a sudden he's down 20. So that was a
Yeah.
really good cleanup by Greeky, and let me check the villager count. It's, oh my god.
Yeah,
50.
18, like 12 villager difference actually. Yeah.
It's not looking too hot for the comeback king. So let's see what he's gonna do. But he's just out of food. I think he can't make any units.
Yeah.
He's cleaning up the couple of the couple of units by Greeky there. But does Greeky have armory upgrades? Man, these Prodromos are just
He
What
does.
the-
He does. He has 2
Okay.
melee armors.
that kind of explains it. Wow, that was a bad trade for Eery.
Oh, horrible. Yeah, like his upgrades are really far behind. He's only getting his first one,
Huh.
while Greeky has a ton of upgrades researched already, and especially with the philosophy tech, he's just not gonna fall behind on techs anytime soon. Getting his markets up.
Hmm. He's
Yeah.
falling off as well, which is very nice. But he needs one more wall because there's a gap on the left side. I don't know if he knows about it.
Oh yeah.
If he doesn't wall that off as well, then
Might as well
well,
not wall at all. Yeah. Pretty much.
Hmm.
Thank you for the follow, Revofev. I hope that's the correct pronunciation of your name.
Rebofev. What's
Yeah,
up?
what's up?
Happy Wednesday. No, actually,
Happy
is it
Sunday.
Happy
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday, guys. Yeah, Greeky is
Bounce
walling
challenge.
off, but if he walls off completely, then all Eery needs to do is right click somewhere in Greeky's base, and the camels will automatically go from the gap at the left.
Yeah, and
He
he's
can-
not seeing it. He probably thinks it's walled off. It's like naturally close, but it's
Yeah.
not. Nice little harass force raiding group, whatever, coming in by Greeky, killing a storehouse, and yeah, this should be enough camels to defend.
No,
I think.
no. He's
No?
so far behind in upgrades. I think these camels are gonna get destroyed by these Prodromos.
Yeah, you're
Really,
probably.
really badly, actually. He needs to respond. Oh, he's getting Camel Champion? I guess the health helps, the 15% health.
Actually, yeah, that's. Oh my god, those camels have 18 DPS and a 2.5 multiplier. And the Prodromos also have the 2.5 multiplier, but they have 28, no, 29 DPS actually.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a 50% more damage, almost
Yeah,
more.
that's massive. And
Yeah.
more HP as well, of
Yeah.
course.
Well,
Wow.
they're so far ahead in upgrades. That's the problem. Like Eery is just now queuing up the upgrades.
Oh, and he also has 5.51 cavalry armor against only
Yeah,
0.2.
Yeah, it's.
God, that's.
I think
wow.
it's just the sheer number of camels won him this little fight here, but. Yeah, Greeky's now getting a Goge discipline. Is that a Goge? How do you say that? A Goge? So
It's
it's
prob-
any Greeks in the chat?
Dude, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I can tell you 100% that it's not called a gauge.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, right. French tech. Yeah, right. Eery
That's
has
what I'm gonna call it. That now. It's from now on. It's a gauge discipliné.
yeah, a Gauge discipline. Yeah. All right. Eery is moving out with his force of 35 camels against the 13 Prodromos of Greeky, but there are 17 more on the right side. If Eery can manage to fight one of these groups at the same time, then maybe. But
Yeah.
oh, there's the small. Oh my God, there's one little gap on Eerie's wall at the right side of his base. Like this one connector piece missing.
Oh no, that's so worthy, man.
Oh, he's gonna get in. I think he can just go through this
Oh,
hole with his
To be
entire.
honest, this might actually be like a visual illusion, and there is actually no gap.
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure.
it's
I'm pretty
four.
sure. We'll see. We'll see in a few seconds.
Yeah, but now Eerie is actually going in for the big attack, and this is how many camels? It's 33 camels, and
Yeah.
Greek desperately trying to build a fortress, but Eerie is just not
No.
going to go. So it's like whatever.
No, yeah, you can just ignore that. He's just gonna
Yeah.
try and kill the caravans.
Nice fortress you have there, buddy. Keep going.
I'm sure that'll save your markets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Greeky
at the
now-
same time, Greeky is trying to do the same to Eerie, but I think Eerie is much better prepared. Well,
Funny. Let's like there's a small gap that you mentioned, but Greeky was like, nah, I'm gonna kill the wall.
yeah,
He just went middle.
do it like a man.
Ah,
Oh, but now he has 14 much better upgraded Prodromos. Well, Eerie is catching up suddenly, actually.
yeah, in
with the,
supply but not in score.
He's right, yeah, that's true. But I think he can ultimately manage to hold on, and he's killing the markets. Well, this one won't go down, so this effectively won't do much. Two more markets being queued up by Greeky, and Eerie needs to abandon this position. He will
He's
not
not
do.
even gonna get the last market actually. He lost
No.
all those cannons for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. And
Yeah,
at the
he-
same time, he's losing his markets. Like, I'm not sure if fighting Prodromos with camels alone is the way to go. Like, even with all the buffs and nerfs to Prodromos and whatever. I think you need either Spearman or Priestess Healing to give you an edge, because they straight up lose to the Prodromos.
But I mean, it would have already helped if Eerie would have just like stayed even on upgrades.
Oh wait,
Right.
actually Eerie is not losing the market, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is very good. But yeah, he invested so much on camels in H2
He did.
and didn't really do any damage with it because Greeky defended well, which led to Greeky getting H3 faster and also getting armory upgrades faster. And I think from there on it just snowballed. Prodromos probably still win, but with the new calf armor, the camels should at least be able to hold their own, I think.
Right. Possibly, yeah. He's not queuing up his last H3 armor upgrade though, so he is still behind one set of upgrades compared to the Prodromos. So the 25 Prodromos here to 26 actually. Even more. Now we have the same number of cav here in the battlefield for each side, but that's
There's a
not
lot
gonna
of
go
villages
well.
for Greeky. He's
Yeah.
gonna go to the gold mine, and Eery might see it. No, he doesn't. Oh
Even
my
if
god.
he sees them, like what can he do? He has fewer camels than Prodromos.
No, true.
I think he needs to be careful. I really think that Eery could use some sort of supportive force to those camels to have a shot at defeating these Prodromos.
Uh, yeah. I mean, Eery has a very nice villager count. He's sitting at 94, so his economy is healthy.
Yeah.
But he just spends so much resources all the time to remake all those camels that he lost. So if I was Greeky, I would just realize that I'm
Economically,
economically. I'm sorry, dude. I'm having some brain farts today. Economically, in a much better position, and just just stop running around the map and forcing engagements, and instead just going. And he's doing it right now. I'm seeing. Just go to H4 and get that H4 stable tech, and from there on, the camels just don't see any land
no,
anymore.
but
It's
but
just-
Eery is getting stables now, so that's very smart on him. I think
mean
he's
better.
preparing. Oh, did I say stables? Yeah, sorry. You're not the only ones with the mistakes.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's finally getting stables. Eery finally making the stable transition very nice.
Yeah, after all of these slingers, he's gonna make some camels.
Okay, so Greeky just reached the golden age. Eery knows it. He got the notification, and Eery is probably be like, shit. Okay, so what's the game plan now?
I
do we
can
try
tell
to
you, he is getting Spearman champion, and he has 20 villagers on food. So
Yeah,
I think
that's the question. Does he try to catch up, or does he just go all in with the barracks and the spearmen now?
I don't know. We'll see.
Very
I mean, these Prodromos are gonna be trapped here. There's one little wall piece here holding the line.
He's gonna. Oh my god.
Like imagine all of these Prodromos trying to run out, and there's this one piece and they can't get out. Like let me out.
I would
But
be
they
really
won't.
angry.
Yeah.
I would be really angry.
Oh, he's gonna try and snipe the market again, but there's another one there, and I don't think he can kill both of them without losing all of his Prodromos. He's almost catching up with the upgrades, but actually, as I say that, Greeky is getting the H4 damage upgrade. Eery managed to clean up the Prodromos there though, and he's getting 100 gold per trip on his caravans. I didn't check Greeky. Greeky's getting 70, so once again, we have this situation where Greeky's market line is worse than Eerie's, although not as much as last time. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes. Eerie's
Yeah.
looking pretty good now, to be honest. Like his score is managing to keep up, although he is 1 age behind still. But if he
It only caught up because Greeky just invested so much in these crucial upgrades.
true,
As it's kind of deceiving. Like, yeah, he caught up in score, but basically he's just even further behind now because these two upgrades are just fantastic. Like he finished the H4 stable tech and the Damashku Stile.
yeah, right, Damascus Steel. You're right, but Eerie's pushing out. I think he's just gonna like try and do a big push with a spearman before Greeky has the free population slot to counter these spearmen.
And Greeky immediately responding by building a lot of towers and archery ranges, which is very smart.
Very good, yeah. He's gonna be able to make gastrophetes, and these spearmen are just gonna evaporate. And look at
Yeah.
this nice positioning by Eery, pulling back the camels first to make
I
sure
think
the
it doesn't even
Prodromos.
matter. Those Prodromos are just wrecking. It doesn't
Holy
even-
crap!
Yeah.
What the hell happened there?
Egyptian spearmen are just not the best spearmen in the game. Let's put it like that.
Right.
But they're trying.
Good.
They're trying their best.
Yeah, when you try your best and you don't succeed.
Uh,
Oh
and-
man.
I mean, maybe if you can get up to like a very high spearman count, but even then, there's gonna be gastrophites waiting behind the wall.
Yeah,
Defended
good
by
luck with that.
And yeah, that's the
feels PVE, man. Yeah.
spearman's. That's really their biggest.
One
like,
thing though, like the Egyptian spearmen have one of the funniest walk animations in the game. I love it. Like they're
Yeah,
so
they are.
derpy.
yeah, they are Brazilian.
And
they're they are mercenary spearmen hired for prison by
Yeah.
the.
They look really funny. Also, the portrait for them is really nice. How they're missing a tooth. Like, if you look closely, they look really goofy.
Really, you can see that in game.
Yeah, yeah, they're missing a tooth if you look really closely. But
I want to.
Greeky is like breaking into Eerie's caravan line, and yeah, there's the GG. Wow,
Yeah, Eery's just tapping now. There's just no way you can defend this.
incredible.
GG, Greeky taking down another of the top players, man. Greeky.
The Kingslayer are how is it called in the Game of Thrones? Yeah, this matchup is doomed for Egypt. Greeky says.
Interesting. Let's see if they want to play another, because Eery might just be like, hey, come on, let's.
Yep. Go ahead and ask then. You can ask in chat. Maybe Eery responds. Let's see.
My guess is no. Yeah.
Oh
Greeky.
yeah. I mean, he's not lying about the time, but yeah, he's
But
out.
the poor guy has exams every day, man. It's just so sad.
Yeah. Looks like Eerie has exams tomorrow too, and it's also 1 a.m. in his time zone.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
But it was fun. Good series, and
It's a good
really
series.
impressive plays in the third game by Greeky. Like also the second game where he had this really clean build with his triremes. And
Oh, yeah.
managed to,
Yeah, it's very clean build and also very clean micro.
yeah.
And,
Also outgathering again in this game.
I'm just really scared of Greeky, man. He's like,
Yeah.
what a monster! What a monster!
Monster.
So much talent squeezed into one person should be illegal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna run away with my one win for now. The last two times I played against him, I won, but I don't feel like playing another one for a good time.
Yeah, but you have to. You need to stream more and you need to play more. Everybody wants to see the Prince of Persia, man. You need to take everybody down. Even
Yeah.
Steve is playing again. So if even
Yeah.
Steve is playing again, what is holding you back? Why are you not playing?
University, the biggest
University.
challenge. But yeah, I mean on weekends,
University.
I can try streaming more on the weekends. This time, we had a lot of subs. One donation, I think. So yeah, I mean, I'm obligated to stream more at this point.
You could possibly go full-time streamer with all those donations, man.
I'm sure. Yes, just gonna quit university.
Yeah,
and
just gonna live the
use
good
these
life.
15 subs to make a living and pay rent and all that. Yeah.
Well, if you get 15 subs every time you stream, that would be
And every year it would be something like 4,500 subs, which is very decent.
yeah, that would be pretty good. All right, it was fun casting after such a long time. I haven't casted in
Bro,
quite.
yeah. Thank you for joining. You made the stream a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and
See ya.
see ya.
Mhm.